You're probably watching this from the same place I was a few years ago. Maybe you're sitting on a couch in an apartment that you hate. Or maybe you're sitting right on the edge of a piece of land that you just bought and you have absolutely no idea what to do with it next. You have 17 tabs open. You've watched hundreds of YouTube videos. You've got an entire notebook full of questions and basically no one in your actual life who gets it. Your friends think that you're having some kind of crisis, and your family is very politely waiting for this phase to pass, and you're sitting there going, no, this is real. This is the thing. I actually want to build something. I want land. I want a different kind of life. And the silence that you get back is deafening. That's the person I'm talking to right now. The one who's figuring this out almost entirely alone, piecing it together from comment sections and forums and whoever happens to have posted a video that week, hoping that somebody, anybody, has already made the mistakes that you're about to make so that maybe you don't have to. That was me for a long time. That was us. And I see you. Here's what going it alone actually costs. And I don't mean spiritually, I mean practically. In real dollars and real wrong turns and time. It cost you the question you didn't know to ask before you signed something you couldn't unsign. It cost you the 6 months that you spent going down a road that somebody with experience could have told you in 10 minutes was a dead end.
Maximum effort.
It cost you the purchase you made because you couldn't find a straight answer anywhere and you just had to guess, but you guessed wrong. I didn't know what questions to ask because I didn't know what I didn't know. What does it cost to drill a well in this area with all that stuff?
There is probably going to charge you around $50,000 for a 400-foot hole or something like that.
50,000. There's one option off the table. But there's a cost that doesn't show up in any of the budget spreadsheets. And it's the one that actually grinds you down. It's the loneliness of wanting something that the people around you don't understand and can't validate. You can't call your mom and tell her all about your owner-financed land deal because that's not the way you do it. You can't text your coworker about whether or not your soil perk test results make any sense because they don't know. You're out here genuinely trying to build something different with your life, and you're doing it in almost complete isolation from anyone who gives a real answer. And that wears on you. I don't care how tough you are, that wears on you. The thing that finally moved me from, I should do something about this, to actually doing it was 1 week, 4 emails. One person was losing their homestead and wanted to run just a few ideas by me and see if we could come up with a solution. One was a week out from leaving on this whole adventure and was absolutely terrified that they were going to mess everything up and ruin this experience for their family. One was just having a really rough go of it and needed somebody to talk to that had just a small amount of understanding what they were going through. And one had just closed on the property that they had dreamed about and just wanted to tell someone who got it. Someone who wasn't going to look at them like they were crazy for wanting this sort of life. All 4 of them reached out to me on social media, and every single one of those messages got buried under a whole bunch of stuff that didn't matter and wasn't as important. I didn't see them. Something about all of that hitting at once just made me go, that's it. I can't keep trying to show up for people inside someone else's platform that doesn't care whether or not these conversations actually happen. I needed a place where I could actually help the people who were seeking it out. Celebrate with the folks who have no one else in their life who gets it, and be able to watch the people I've helped get onto their land, take the wins with them, make progress toward a dream that we both keep so close. I needed to build a community. And I'll be honest, we did not get it right the first time that we sat down to do this.
We have a problem.
You think you know what people need, and then somebody actually tells you what they need, and those two things don't end up being the same thing. You're having 2 different conversations. First, I tried to use the cheapest possible paid platform so I could be off of all of the big ones. and be able to keep it free for all of our members. You do, in fact, get what you pay for. Turns out that having a platform that was free was not greater than having a platform that worked. Well, we finally got to the end of this hole, which brings me to regret number 2, Discord. It's free and it works. And my daughter can help me set it up because I don't know no Discord. And then I sat down and looked at it and I realized that none of my people are going to go here to Discord and watch all of this stuff happening and use this as a tool. So it just sat there and I never launched it. And that's when I decided I was going to do this right. And this is the Rockridge community. It is now my biggest bill in life, but it works. It's aesthetic, it's functional, and it's actually a place that'll let us make it into our own. It's actually what I was hoping it would be when I started this whole adventure. So here's what we actually built. There are 3 different places for you to land in this community, depending on where you're at right now on your adventure. The first is the greenhouse. If you're still in the someday phase, still in the city, still doing the research, still asking yourself if this life is actually possible or if it's right for you and your family, this is where you want to start. Monthly Q&A sessions and a community chat full of people who are building right alongside you. All free, no catch. But the point isn't to keep you there forever. The point is to give you enough light for you to actually take root. So the second place is the garden. It's $19 a month. And if you've got the land or you've got a solid plan and you're actively moving towards it, this is where you want to be, because this is where the real work actually happens. You get the out of your own way course, you get the complete solar mini course, you get the exact systems that we use to go off grid on a shoestring budget. Plus 4 live sessions every month. We're going to be doing game nights, campfire chats, meetups, the kind of stuff that turns strangers on the internet into people who actually know your name. And then there's the Founding 50. This is different. And I want to be totally honest with you about what this is. I need 50 people. That's it. When they're in, this door closes forever. And I mean that. It's not some fake internet scarcity countdown. I'm capping it at 50 because I actually want to be able to know each and every one of you by name. In the old days, when a family needed a barn, they didn't hire a contractor. The whole community just showed up. Everybody grabbed a beam, everybody swung a hammer, and by sundown, that family had a barn. That's what the Founding 50 is. You're not just joining something, you're helping build the foundation of this community so that every family who comes after you gets to stand on it. For a one-time investment of $297, you get lifetime access to everything. We're going to be posting behind-the-scenes content and my personal favorite, the bloopers and outtakes. Everything we ever build, all of it forever. No monthly fees, no surprises. Here's what I know now that I didn't know when I first started. That is that the journey is better when you have people on it with you. Not people who think you're crazy, not people who are waiting for you to fail so they can tell you that they told you so. People who are in it, who have done the thing or are doing the thing right now, right alongside you, and actually want to see you succeed. They want to see you win because it means they can too. I went through a whole lot of hard to get to the other side of this thing. Wrong turns, bad guesses, moments where I genuinely did not think that we were going to pull it off. And now I get to come back and say, you don't have to start from zero. You don't have to make every mistake that I made. You don't have to do this alone. The reason I built this is because I needed it and it didn't exist. And now it does. And I want you to have it. Before the Rockridge community, this path was lonely, and that's just the truth. It's a path most people in your life don't understand. And the information you need is scattered, and the wrong turns are expensive. And sometimes you're just sitting there wondering if you're the only person who wants this bad enough to keep going. Well, you're not. When you're not doing this thing alone, when you've got people around you who have already been where you're trying to go, who will answer the questions that you didn't even know you needed to ask before you have them, who are rooting for you, who are on your team because they know what it actually takes to get there. Everything changes. Not the land or the work. The feeling that you're out there by yourself in the dark, that goes away. That's what this is. That's what we built. And if you're the person who's been piecing this all together on your own for way too long, this one's for you. Come find your people.